the way I thought of you playing Laurie had to do with seeing you with your sister.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I remember one day, actually, she came to some party you were at. She had a backpack. She looked just like him, but like a girl. And like, they started dancing so hard, you and your sister.
She's like Christine and the Queens.
And I was like watching the two of them, and I was like, I mean, that's Laurie with those girls. Like, that's like a little, like, it just, I thought there was such a sweetness between you guys.
I got an awesome older sister. Yeah, I got lucky there. I got lucky in the older sister department. Makes me feel like I want to go like that, but that doesn't make any sense.
Queen Meryl, she just said she was gonna be in the movie. And she said she was gonna play the battle axe, Aunt March, and would I write her a part? Then Saoirse sort of told me she was gonna be in the movie, and she'd be Jo, and she was right. Timothée was always Laurie to me, and Laura and Chris are people I've wanted to work with forever, and Laura was the actor I would just imitate all the time when I acted. I would imitate Laura. You could actually look at my performances, and you're just like, oh, I see where she got this from. It's from Laura. And then these two, they were brought to my attention as Sharp Objects and Lady Macbeth. It felt like everything fell into place. It didn't really feel like there were lots of choices I was considering. It was just like, oh my God, that, yes, and this.
I'm so sick of people saying that love is just all a woman is fit for. I'm so sick of it. But I'm so lonely.
For me, one of the indications of me just liking something as I read it is that I just automatically start to read the dialogue out loud, and I don't even realise that I'm doing it. I think if there's a script that I'm not as interested in, it takes more concentration for me to get through it. But if it's something that I just find irresistible and I have to say it out loud, then I kind of know that it's something that I have to do.
I have to be inspired by the character that I'm playing in some way, or the people that I'm going to be hanging out with. I think you forget that you're going to be that person for 2 or 3 months, and you have to think like them and walk like them and argue and fight their battles. And I think that's always something when I'm reading. If I suddenly become in love with this character, I'm like, yep, that's you. Done.
It's also really exciting to witness a path and career of an artist where after their first movie, you hear the name Greta Gerwig and you say, yes, whatever she wants to do, I want to be there.
Well, we had actually 2 weeks of rehearsal, but Florence wasn't here, sadly.
I missed it because I was burning someone in a temple in Budapest. But then I came and I was a bit worried that I'd missed out on rehearsal time. Is like the time that you love everyone and go out and have meals and like whenever you remember what was the most exciting point in the film, it's always usually around the rehearsal period, and I missed all of that, and I was like, oh no, I'm missing all this relationship time. And then actually you guys just sat on me and cuddled me straight away.
Amazing. I think we started to discuss it actually and realised that actually it was sort of right that flow wasn't there, because Amy is sort of her own separate thing, you know, even sort of socially, I think, in the way she thinks. She's like, do you know what's going on in town, you know? So it was, everything that happened seemed to be quite right. Yeah, it happened for a reason, for sure.
I remember early though, you and Emma, there was the day where you guys all performed for each other. I made you perform for each other. But it was actually wonderful. Did you sing Landslide?
I spoke the landslide because like I wouldn't really know any like monologues or anything like that. You did a really great
You did a monologue.
Yeah.
You came out as a
really
character. Somehow I like the rehearsal process to be a way that everyone feels comfortable being silly in front of each other, because so much of acting is allowing yourself to just go too far and then pull back. So I felt like once we were on set, they were working like clockwork with all these lines, but then also I felt like people felt free to be like, maybe I don't say this, or maybe I go too far, or maybe I pull back, like to kind of find these places where there's life because they feel comfortable with each other. I mean, that's the purpose of rehearsal, I think.
Saoirse and I, wrestle all the time anyway. And this one day we were doing the scene where I've burnt the book and she comes home and knows it's me. And every single time we'd been kind of going through this scene, we were just like so grabby with each other. And it was at the last point of the day and we had one shot left, which was she hits me and then I crawl away. So we rehearsed it and then I just like pulled her close and I said, hit me in the face. And she was like, all right, okay. And we did it and it was great. And afterwards we both jumped up and we're like, yeah!
But also, as I smacked her, I just saw this tear like fall out and she was like, and then we cut and I was like, are you okay? And she was like, yeah, I'm great. It was like she had been given like, you know, steroids or something.
It was great fun. And that's kind of what was so amazing about set was just like, we were allowed to just be these wild beasts in a sense and just love each other when we needed to and wrestle each other when we needed to. And that is just totally what having siblings is like.
It's like such a weird life that we have where we go from like one very intense experience to the next. So like we have this whole life with a group of people for like 2 to 3 months. And I know one of the things that I find before almost every project that I do, because I'm scared of it, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't do it. Maybe I just shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't do it. It's probably not right that I do this and I'm not going to be able to bring this to it and everything they want me to do, I won't be able to do it. And I actually don't want to do it. And I almost like talk myself out of it for a second, but it's because I'm scared of it. And then you do it anyway and you end up having this like great experience. And so you just keep going through that again and again for as long as you're lucky to work, you know?